We're live. 20 seconds. $12 seconds. 10 seconds. And what up, everybody? It's your boy, Riley Puddin Peters, coming to you live with the doctor. We're in person. It's the first time in a long time, and we've got some excellent new additions to the Trash Talk Tailgate. Excellent new additions. And it came in a great week as we had a fantastic Saturday of football, especially if you like the sentence horns down. Hands down, though, we cannot deny that this one was a wonderful one. So we're going to get right into it. Dr. Preston, what was your favorite game of the day?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
We're just looking at the scoreboard.
I think it was definitely Georgia, Texas. Because Texas didn't play anyone all year, and they kind of got exposed because they played a real SEC team. And also, Texas, we're going to talk about it later, but Texas fans, bravo. I'm proud of y'all.
We're so proud.
We're so proud.
We're so proud.
Never seen that before. We're going to talk about it.
I know we're late, Launch Fanatic.
Shit.
I know we're late. 1 minute late.
This man's
a lot of
calling us
production
out.
when we're in person. Hey, listen, production's kicked up to a 10. Puddin' the organizers got to keep a whole gang of people in organization. And most of them don't want to be in organization.
True.
We're here. It's time. Very, very time. So, Dr. President, you say your favorite game was definitely Georgia, Texas. It was a bigger game. If you ask me what my favorite game is, though, we're going to go to the battle of make me feel good, but also make me feel sad. The first game we're going to cover, we're just going to go ahead and get it out of the way. We got number 10, the Clemson Tigers versus the University of Virginia, the home that could have been for me. And this was one of those games. I call it the anniversary of the recruitment game. I got to go on a recruiting trip to the University of Virginia to watch Clemson with Taj Boyd and Sammy Watkins absolutely stomp them.
Yeah,
so, this game is kind of a fun one. This one was in the realest Death Valley that's ever existed.
No, it's the fake one.
It's
the fake one.
And this was a game, like, honestly, 4-3 Virginia. Obviously, after this game, they came in 4-2. But this Virginia team is not a pushover squad this year that everyone expected them to be. Coming into the season with all the quarterback troubles that they had last year and all of the trials and tribulations just around the program in the past couple years, this University of Virginia team was a lot of people were looking down on them. And I think this game, the whole season, but this game was really shown. They came out early. I mean, they were able to put the first touchdown on the board, which is crazy.
Yep.
And, it's one of those things where obviously the coach, Tony Elliott, he is, the hats are great. The person that made them is going to be very sad at that comment.
Yeah.
But we love the hats. Keep it bringing.
Damn.
But yeah, so the guy does probably suck. But this was a good game. Cade Klubnik, though, he comes into form. I told you this as we were watching the game, and I'm going to stick by it because it is kind of true.
What'd you tell me, Riley?
That Clemson has a formula to its football game.
It's true.
If you watch their football games, every game, obviously, except for Georgia this year, because that Georgia game, listen, Georgia, horns down. That's all you got to say. Great squad over there. But the thing is with this, like, this team, Clemson, they have a very strict schedule, it feels like. Each team's first 3 drives, so the first 6 drives of the game, just in general, it's usually going to go the way of the opposing team, the non-Clemson team. It's going to be some back and forth, some weird stuff. Hey, but listen, after that, they lock in, and it's just a run, dude. The second quarter on, it is a run, and it's that every week. It's crazy how consistent they
are. I've been saying this for weeks now, Riley. Like, it's crazy how good Clemson looks when they don't play Georgia.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy how great most teams look before they play Georgia.
Yep.
Once again, Aztecs.
Oh yeah, dude. Absolutely.
But yeah, dude, K Klubnik, 308 for 3 touchdowns. He did have 1 interception. It was a little bit of a lazy ball. Missed a linebacker backing out in the coverage off of a blitz look. But Phil
He threw it
Maffa
right
also
to
had a
him.
big
That was a
day.
bad throw.
It was a bad throw. He missed him. Missed him backing out of coverage, and because of that, I mean, he really put it right in the breadbasket for that linebacker. He took it. Phil Maffa had a big day. 18 carries for 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Antonio Williams had a big 36-yard run that he busted off. It's a wide receiver that's been doing a lot of work.
Yep.
But the wide receiving core, man, stepping up in the past couple weeks, dude. TJ Moore, the true freshman, like you said, he's man out of Tampa. You got to watch him play. Four receptions, 78 yards, and a touchdown. He had a great day. Troy Stellato, the Italian American problem. He had a good day, 7 catches for 74 yards. He also had a long of 34. Olsen Pat Henry, he had a play that I can only assume will show up right here.
Watch it.
He said, "Ooh, I don't think this thing likes." Ooh,
okay,
there we go.
By the way, shout out to Big Dog 440 SP. Appreciate the trolling.
Horns down.
You can tell me to kill myself, and I'll fucking be happy because you engaged with me. I want the death threats, boys.
You can't stop it.
You can't stop.
All right, let's watch this Olsen Pat Henry touchdown. That's one guy. That's 2 guys.
Damn.
That's a big man. That's a big touchdown.
I will say this as the Virginia Tech fan on the show, I always love to see UVA get absolutely crushed and stomped. But you have to give UVA credit because they never gave up. Like this game was closer than probably the score initially indicated because UVA just kept fighting. Like,
they did.
They didn't give up, dude, and they played well. It's just Clemson kind of, like you said, Riley, they just kind of make a run in the third quarter.
They just get running. And once Clemson's they're a good squad. That offense is very, very explosive. And if they get momentum, like they can throw shots. And I think we all learned in the past few years that UVA can't take shots that great.
No. Oh no. That's fucked.
Oh, bad guy. All right. I don't have much to say though. That's pretty much. It was a pretty routine game for Clemson. Obviously, this is one that you got to win. With all the chaos, I'm interested to see where they'll be ranked after this game. Obviously, they came in number 10.
I think they'll be like 8 or 7.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah,
like a secure in the top 10.
And honestly, dude, like like Clemson, it makes Georgia look better because Clemson has won every game since then.
Yep.
They're 5-0 in the ACC. And Clemson going on this run makes Georgia look better because Georgia continues to play well as well. So, just kind of mutually beneficial there.
And with the rest of the season, look at Clemson. I mean, you're like, they ideally should run this with the real test being Pitt.
No,
South Carolina.
I think South Carolina is a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Because South Carolina has dudes on the defensive line that can cause Clemson problems.
For sure. South Carolina is definitely the most intimidating team.
Yep.
But Pitt's another squad. You can't. They're going to be a good team. Louisville, Virginia Tech, they're all great teams. We play Citadel before we play South Carolina. God, we might lose that one. That's the one I'm actually the most worried about. And that's pretty right to do.
Can't lose to the Citadel.
You just can't. All right. What are we looking at? What's the next game you want to hit, Dr. Preston?
You want to do Alabama, Tennessee?
You do Alabama, Tennessee.
Let's do Alabama, Tennessee.
This is this is a game not even won by a quarterback. Very impressive.
So Riley, you want to hear a fun stat about this game?
I want to hear a fun stat.
This is the first time Alabama has 2 losses before the month of November during a football season since 2007. Bro, Alabama fans are losing their collective minds right now.
Yeah, we've lost 2 games and they're hyperventilating.
Yeah,
they've lost 2 games and they're like heavy breathing, everything.
I mean, dude,
all the gunshots.
It's crazy because they held Tennessee to 7 points for the first 44 minutes of the game, and then they blew it. Like, they absolutely collapsed down the stretch. Like, Jalen Milroe didn't really play that well. I mean, it's and Nico Iamaleava didn't play well either. You know, he
No.
had some really bad interceptions. He was missing a lot of wide open guys. Like, he missed Squirrel White a couple times. Like, I mean, honestly, Tennessee, this game probably should have been a bigger win for Tennessee than it was, but Tennessee just kept on shooting themselves in the dick.
I mean, both teams though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this was a game that both quarterbacks try to lose
Yes.
respectively.
It's like one of those classic things where it's like, damn, like both teams lost, just one team lost slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the real true, dignity of it is that Dylan Sampson,
no.
he saved the day for Tennessee. 26 carries for 139 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, that was everything for Tennessee.
Yes.
When Nico couldn't do it, Sampson could. But yeah, like it's crazy. It's crazy that Tennessee did try to get one of their best receivers, Squirrel White, involved.
Yeah.
But Nico literally kept overthrowing him, and so he's literally not even on the receiving stat because he didn't catch a single one because Nico missed him every single time.
The other crazy thing about this Alabama offense is it really seems like it's 2 players or plus. Like Jalen Milroe running the ball, and then a 17-year-old true freshman Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams was targeted 18 times in this game, and he only had 8 catches for 73 yards and a touchdown. But you have to give Tennessee credit because, I mean, they I'm not going to say they stopped him, but they definitely slowed him down.
Yeah.
And it just seems like in critical games, like you just know Alabama's going to go to a 17-year-old who you could argue is the best player on their team, which is absolutely insane.
I mean, he's a freak of nature.
He is a freak of nature. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like Alabama, sometimes they just become too reliant on either Jalen Milroe, Ryan Williams, or bust. And
isn't that the thing about having some of the best talent in the world, though?
Yeah.
Is that it's hard not to want to, rely on those players. They are literally some of the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But it is in college football, like I said a million times, a quarterback can beat most teams.
Yes.
I cite Diego Paz.
True.
I cite Money Manziel. I mean, he had more weapons than just anything, but he was one guy that really rallied a squad and everything. But that happens. Ginty from Boise State. One player. Yeah, one player can shift college football.
Yes.
But when you're playing at the highest level every week, you're facing a big challenge. It's just probably not going to work out every week. I think that's what you're seeing for Alabama. And they really need because listen, Ryan Williams is great. Jalen Milroe is great.
Yes.
Something else has got to be there just to make sure that they can be great always. Continue to be.
I mean, it's also crazy, Riley, because like if Alabama, this is the SEC, but they don't have Nick Saban anymore. Obviously, Alabama fans, tell us how you feel about Kalen DeBoer, by the way. But dude, like it's not the Alabama that we're used to seeing because, bro, they were 3 of 14 on third down. Like, in a 1-score game, that's in most cases how you lose games, especially when you win the turnover battle. You have 2 turnovers. Tennessee has 3. Like Tennessee kept on trying to give this game away at certain points.
Yeah.
And Alabama just said, "Nah, you take it. We don't want it."
I mean, it was literally like I said, a game of who doesn't want to lose or who doesn't want to win. It was literally like, oh, nope, this is yours. Nope, this is yours.
Yeah.
Literally, it's crazy. Jalen Milroe, the 2 interceptions, both of them are.
He had that one really bad one in the red zone when he was trying to throw a fade. Like, dog, I say this all the time. If you see the corner is in man coverage and his inside leverage, you don't throw it inside. Can we see that play? Yeah, here we go. Look. Yeah, dude, you're good.
We got big cameras going.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got a stream going.
Look, he's got inside leverage. Look at this. Look. Why are you throwing it inside? You've got to throw it outside. And that's a hard throw to do. So maybe just don't throw it when the corner has inside leverage on a fade route, unless you've got like Calvin Johnson.
Yeah. It's a hard throw to do. You know, you need to have a great throwing quarterback to do that.
I mean, dude, that's a great play by the DB. He read that perfectly.
Good pick too.
Oh yeah, and then an even better return. Like, I mean, they just
damn. It really felt like every time Alabama got the momentum train, because obviously this is in Neyland Stadium, this is in Knoxville.
Yes.
Rocky Top is singing loud. Everybody is hyped because they see the upset coming.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy, like all this hype. Every time Alabama like forced their way into like the momentum like advantage, they just throw it right away. Almost literally throw it away.
Yeah, dude.
That's,
Big Dog 44 SB, you 440 SB, you want to fire Kalen DeBoer? Is that what you're saying?
We gotta fire
Kalen DeBoer.
Bring back Nick Saban.
Bring back Nick Saban. Dude.
Alabama fans right now, they're like, "What do you need, Nick? You need me? You need me on my knees, Nick? Yeah. What do you need? You need our children, Nick? Dude, you want your own island? You want Saban Island?" Yes, they will.
They will. Damn, dude. I appreciate it, man. No question. There is absolutely no question, bro. Bro, they will go poison Auburn's trees again for Nick Saban.
I mean, I do that just for the fun.
Oh,
touchdown.
I mean, look, man. So Tennessee, they score, and then they don't score again until 44 minutes left, or 44 minutes in the game. That's Alabama's defense. They played well. It's just their offense didn't help them out. And then that fourth quarter was just crazy.
Yeah, they didn't score all game, and they scored on a 91-yard drive.
Yeah.
I thought that was crazy out of Tennessee. That was an interesting way to play football.
Yeah, dude. That's kind of the Tennessee offense. It's very much boom or bust. Like, especially with a young quarterback who's really struggling.
Yeah, no, I mean, this was a great resilient performance by Tennessee. At the end of the day, to win, you got to have some ice, and they showed up with the ice.
Oh yeah,
very impressive out of them. Alabama, like you said, second loss before the month of November since 2007.
That's crazy. That was Nick Saban's first year.
Yeah, dude. Hey, looks, he's on Saban. He's on the Saban route still. Though he's on the Saban route. The bleach is hard to find in Alabama right now. It's all sold out. It's like toilet paper the first year of COVID. But we implore you to hang on because it's probably not.
Or maybe
it is. I don't know.
Maybe Alabama fans could get the Crimson Tide to #hire the TTT.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
#hire the TTT.
Absolutely.
Don't forget it.
We have a functioning website. Shout out to the Jets.
TrashTalkTailgate.com.
Oh yeah.
Go check it out.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Where are we going now, Riley?
An absolute shootout.
We're just gonna wait for the big one.
Oh yeah, for sure. No,
okay.
Put that one a little bit later.
But
the big one, it was the late game.
Oh,
we can't start with the late game.
No, we can't start with the late game.
We gotta let that go. But before we get to the late game and the amazing hats, you're right. Hats are pretties. White is a stupid color for a hat.
White is also a stupid color for hate. Shout out the KKK.
Yeah. Oh, man. White.
We're gonna edit that out. No.
So we're going to an absolute shootout in Louisville.
Oh yeah, dude. This was a great
Cardinals versus the Hurricanes. Number 6 Miami comes in, and this was just insane. I mean, 342 for Louisville's quarterback Tyler Shaw.
Yeah.
We got 319 for Miami's quarterback Cam Ward.
Cam
4
Ward.
touchdowns for both of them.
Yep.
Both them 4 touchdowns.
8 touchdowns total, dog. That's crazy.
Yeah. Miami added 2 extra touchdowns on the ground. Louisville had another touchdown on the ground themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was like a no defense kind of game.
It really was, dude.
Now, here's a fun stat.
What is a fun stat?
Cam Ward threw 4 touchdowns to 4 wide receivers.
That is pretty cool.
That's good production, man. When your team's showing up like that, that's strong to see. Samuel Brown, 3 receptions for 125 yards and a touchdown. Xavier Restrepo, who is one of Cam Ward's favorite targets consistently.
Oh, yeah.
7 catches, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. On the other side, Ja'Cory Brooks for Louisville, their absolute monster of a wide receiver, 6 receptions for 107 and 2 touchdowns. It's just a highlight creating matchup.
Oh yeah.
And there's so much happening. What are you gonna do? You're gonna stop somebody? Apparently not. Nobody wants to stop anybody. But that's kind of what you expect from these 2 teams. I mean, these are 2 more explosive teams. Now, Louisville tends to be way more of a run-oriented traditionally, but this year, I mean, obviously, after losing Jordan, their great running back from last year, and losing some offensive line pieces.
Yep.
And the rebuild, this is kind of what their team's become. Which is all right.
They're an explosive offense
for sure.
Jeff Brom, he's very good at scheming guys wide open. He's one of the better offensive minds in football. And, just especially when you have a team who is very prone to busting coverage like Miami, you can absolutely take advantage of that. And that's exactly what Louisville did. This was a fucking shootout, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And as much as Louisville schemes themselves open, Miami just uses like raw talent. I mean, they've got a lot of really great players this year. Cam Ward's absolutely tossing like bombs. We got a nice little ESPN made us a nice little
look at this.
They made us the perfect little film for him throwing 4 touchdowns.
Look at the time he has.
Yeah, their offensive line is playing great. And Louisville is not necessarily the most known coverage or most known defensive line. But they're a solid squad. I mean, both teams finished with 3 sacks. So, pretty even. But Miami's offensive line really does a great job giving Cam Ward just all the time that he wants, dude. I mean, he's down there. He's out there in Louisville. I mean, he's rolling the pack. He's lighting the pack. He's hitting it a couple times. Then he's throwing the football.
Yeah.
Like, the way he just casually lollygags in the pocket looking for someone to throw is amazing.
Yeah. And it typically works out for him.
It's literally like it's successful. That's what kills me about it. He is truly lollygagging.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just there it is.
It looks like it's on easy mode.
Dude, he is playing rookie on NCAA. He's freshman.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, and it's just, I mean, this team is just so talented. If he's got that talent.
And as ACC boys in our hearts, like, we know Miami always has talent. They just can never put it together.
They always got speed.
They always have big speed. It's just they've never had like that one, guy quarterback who can make it all go. And this year looks different.
Some better coaching and a better quarterback, and they're in.
Dude, Mario learned his lesson.
He learned. You got to learn at some point. Thank God he did. He'd probably be fired if he did. Thank God they're beating the crap out of teams so they don't have to kneel the ball.
It's true.
It's just ending the game.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, Miami, they look legit. I mean, but I think Louisville's a good team too.
I think Louisville is a good team, but they're definitely the middle of the ACC. I mean, they're 2-2 right now.
The biggest thing, if you're Louisville, the thing that really upsets you is the fact that you were 3 of 12 on third down. Yeah. Like, that's in a one-score game, especially a shootout like this. Every possession matters, and the fact that you couldn't sustain drives, that kills you. Again, it's kind of like just a very boom or bust offense, and it's You have to be able to sustain drives.
Yeah,
You
after
wanna
this
be
win,
successful.
where they're at, Miami is looking like, the season is slowly coming to an end here. And it's looking like the matchup between Clemson and Miami and Charlotte is ever present.
Well, we don't know that,
I mean,
but it's looking like it.
the weeks are moving on. We're in week 8. This was just the finish of week 8.
Yeah.
It's coming sooner than not.
Yep.
And that's just, right now it's look at me. You have SMU, obviously the Pony Express is now legal. So
It is.
it's running as wild as it can. And in the ACC, them Texas boys are like, whoa, a lot of East Coasters here. They've had a fun ACC schedule to start off their run. They're coming in, they're 6-1, 3-0 in the conference as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then Pittsburgh, obviously they're undefeated, 2-0 in the conference as well. Maybe less great opponents on the back end of that. They did beat West Virginia though. Solid, an all right West Virginia team. But yeah, no, Clemson and Miami, the matchup is looming. I think the big thing though, Clemson already 5-0 in the conference.
That's huge.
So, we definitely being 5-0 in the conference at this point, we're kind of the giant on top. It's going to take someone to really throw a heavy shot at us to take us out.
If Clemson, if that was to happen, would you be nervous of this Miami team?
Yeah, of course. You got to be really nervous because like all the speed. But I think Cam Ward's lollygagging in the pocket will bite him against us.
That's fair.
Because Wake Forest, their quarterback does very similar stuff. He is way less talented than Cam Ward. I will say that, and that's completely fair. And there's, you got no argument from me on that.
No.
But that slow lollygagging nature really made Wake Forest pay.
It's almost like a carefree, like almost. Yeah. I don't want to say careless because he didn't turn the ball over, but
yeah, it's definitely not careless. It's just carefree is the perfect.
Yeah,
lollygagging on it.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm gonna lollygag on some type. Anyways, let's keep moving.
Yeah, dude.
Let's keep moving.
By the way, if y'all want some hats, hit us up. Comment on it.
Yeah,
hit us up in the chat.
You gotta know what you think about the hats. Let us know what you think about the hats. Let us know. Think we're moving. We've got the movements.
The guy who made them is pretty dumb.
So. Yeah, no. Just want to cover some quick ones just in the passing as we go. Obviously, we got the service academies both picking up big wins. You got Navy 51-17 over Charlotte. You got Army 45-28. But let's go look at this Navy game.
Yeah.
And as we go look in the Navy game,
let's go.
We are, for the first time ever, we're doing something unexpected.
We are.
We're doing something big. Sorry. Watch it. Watch us set it up. Everybody loves it. We're going live. We're going live to the man on the street, Jack Leonapolis. Jack Lee.
Jack Lee.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, buddy?
Things couldn't be better here in Annapolis. We have Navy is finally deciding to pass the ball and complete some passes, and it couldn't be going better for them. They're ready to receive them. Deshaun Peel came out, 2 returned interceptions, one for 61 yards for a touchdown, and another one for 84 yards. I don't know if you can get much better returns than that, marginally.
No, man.
But that's some electric, that's some explosiveness coming out of the Naval Academy, and people here couldn't be more excited about seeing Army and Navy face off twice this year.
I know that is so imminent. It almost feels like it'd be one of the craziest challenges. Obviously, if you don't know, Army and Navy, they're in the same conference, the American Conference. So if they both make it undefeated, they will play conference championship week, which is before the traditional Army Navy game. That's hilarious.
Yep.
But next week, Navy has a very, very big challenge. They are going to MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. I was going to say New York City, but in the Meadowland, New Jersey.
Yes.
To face Notre Dame. 12 ranked as of this week. Obviously, they win, so we got to see what the ranking is after this. But Notre Dame versus Navy, how you feeling?
Here in Annapolis, things are looking pretty good. We always like watching a Notre Dame game every year. Some years it goes a little bit better, some years it goes a little bit worse, but I think Navy stands a solid chance this year. We have great quarterback. We of course we got the triple option, and you can't ask for too much, but sometimes you can't ask for enough. And to see the strongest Navy team we've seen since 2019, maybe. I think things are looking on the up, and Notre Dame might not know what hit them.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that is the potion of the triple option. It's very much a you don't know what hit you kind of thing.
The thing that I think should worry Notre Dame is the fact that both of their tackles are hurt and they're playing, young, inexperienced, very raw tackles. And against a triple option team, you have to be able to sustain drives and keep their offense off the field and on the sideline. And if your offensive line is all fucked up with injuries, then that's going to be a lot more difficult to do. And I mean, dude, Navy, they have perfected they run the triple out of gun now. I mean, and it's like Jack Lee said, they're hitting explosives. Like whenever you have a triple option team, they're going to be very explosive in the pass game because you have to sell out and be disciplined in the run game, and then the run fits. So, I think Navy could definitely get there. I really do.
I mean, I think this Notre Dame team is not necessarily a disciplined Notre Dame team like we're traditionally seeing out of them. I think this was a perfect year for Navy to pull a massive upset, and I think we're all going to cheer for the Naval Academy as they take one straight to the chops of the Irish. All right, Mr. Lee, thank you for tuning in.
Yep,
straight from Annapolis. It's been great to see you. All right, man.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
All right. Cool. Look at that. The TTT. We grow ever more powerful.
We do.
It's something crazy.
Big Dog 440 SP is on a fucking bender right now.
What a tear. A seal Terry. All right.
Oh, dude. By the way, shout out to MetLife. You gotta watch your,
Seal Terries.
Yeah, you gotta watch your.
You gotta be careful for a Seal Terry to show up.
Ask Aaron Rodgers.
Oh man, that's an Akil Terry.
Oh yeah, dude.
Akile Terry.
Oh.
What's that? The Wheel of Fortune. Aeschylus. Mythological here. Aeschylus. All right. Moving on, we have. I mean, this is like great slate of games. Illinois is pulling a big upset in the not the big house.
It's not an upset. Michigan's not good.
I guess that's fair. Traditionally, this would be an upset, but this is not an upset.
It's almost like if you win the national championship the year before and you lose the entire coaching staff, all your best players from that team, it's hard to be good the next year.
It is incredibly hard to be good the next year. I mean, I don't know, man. It's one of those things.
They can't throw the ball, dude. Bro, Michigan lost 21-7 to Illinois when their quarterback was 9 of 18 for 80 yards.
Yeah. Now, in all fairness, Illinois did put up 187 on the ground.
Those are big bub stats.
Only throw for 80, and that is crazy.
That's crazy.
But that's Michigan. That's Michigan versus Michigan at this point.
Yeah.
But Michigan decided to throw the ball, which is, I mean, honestly, if you want to put it on something, you get 2 fumbles out of the quarterback, and then an interception, and there's your ball game.
Yeah, dude.
And obviously Donovan Edwards dropped one.
Bro, shout out to Gabe Jacobs. 6 solo tackles, 2.5 sacks.
Yeah,
13 total. That's crazy.
That's a great day out of Jackus.
Jacobs? I don't know.
Jackus. 5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. I mean, overall, Illinois' defense really showed up.
Good defense.
You know, they're a dark horse in the Big Ten this year.
Yeah.
I mean, coming in that 4th spot right now, they're 6-1, 3-1 in the conference.
Uh-huh.
I think the only loss is Indiana.
No, their only loss is Penn State.
Penn State.
They lost. Yeah. And by the way, boys, Illinois is 6-1. Indiana 7-0.
Indiana 7-0, and
4-0 in the Big Ten.
I don't have much to say about this Illinois Michigan game. Let's go straight. Let's go straight to it. Let's talk about Indiana. Man.
Let's
this
talk
is what
about
I want to talk
Indiana,
about
boys.
anyways. Nebraska 7, Indiana 56. That is a score line that it doesn't feel right.
No.
You know, maybe in years past, if you reverse it, it would be like, all right, that makes sense. Indiana putting up 56 big ones on Nebraska is just it feels right. It feels good.
Let me just say something. As someone who has actually coached against Kurt Signetti when he was at JMU and I was at Richmond, I don't know what it's going to take for people to realize that that man is a damn good football coach. And that man is not fucking around.
Yeah.
Indiana could very well be 10-0 when they go to Columbus to play Ohio State.
It's very real. I mean, it's very, very real at this point.
Indiana could be in the Big Ten championship game this year. Like, it's possible. Like, it's not like one of those like, oh yeah, you know, like that'll never happen, but it's possible. This is very possible. Indiana is a damn good football team.
Dude, a legit squad from up to down. This game between two quarterbacks, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Nebraska, mini Mahomes, Dylan Raiola, 234 yards with 3 interceptions, no touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's not a great day. They replaced him at one point. That dude comes in, misses 2 balls. They put him back in.
So, I mean, this is just a credit to Kurt Signetti and his staff. Like, this was a great game, man. You know, they said Nebraska's not going to run the ball, and this is
hit the mic.
We're good. You know, this is a credit to him and his staff because Dylan Raiola, no matter how talented he is, he was a 5-star. He's still a true freshman.
Yeah.
And this is a big game on the road. And he said, yeah, you know what? You're not going to run the ball. We're going to make Dylan Raiola beat us because we don't think he can consistently beat us.
And
that's
were
exactly what happened.
Oh, gosh, if they weren't so correct. And to counteract that, so Nebraska, 70 yards on the ground for 28 carries.
Along with 13, dude.
Along with 13.
Yeah, that's...
Indiana, 32 carries for 215 as a team. Justice Ellison, 9 carries, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns, along with 43.
Yep.
It is just, it's got to be hard to just get beat like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's beat senseless. This Indiana team is just
not. They're a good team.
They're a very, very good team.
They're a very well coached team. They're not fucking around. When is the Big Ten gonna realize Kurt Signetti is not fucking around?
So 5 of 9 on 3rd down, 1 of 2 on 4th down for Indiana. Those are consistent, great numbers. Almost 500 total yards, 5 off of it, 495. Just 6.5 yards per rush over the entire game to 2.4 yards per rush for Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not a lot of penalties from either team, 6 and 4 respectively,
but 5 turnovers to 1 turnover.
And that's the game, man.
That's the game.
That's it, dude. I mean, that's it. If you five turnovers, if you say all of those turn into a touchdown, and it's still not even the score line we see.
No.
You know, it's a rough one, man.
That'd be 35%.
Yeah.
Fucking
exactly. Like
it's almost like, dude, it's almost like no matter how talented a quarterback is, no matter how highly sought out after he was, like no matter what his rating was, they're still gonna make freshman mistakes. And it's hard to go on the road in a real environment and win.
Yeah.
Like and they made him look like a bad quarterback. He's not a bad.
No, he's not. I mean, when he's playing well, he's playing well. I mean, this Nebraska squad is 5-2. That's really what's so crazy about this. Like you said, Kurt Cignetti, he knew that the key to this game was to shut down that run and make Raiola beat him, make a true freshman be the dog
on the road.
He couldn't do it, man.
Nope.
Bloomington was loud, and that's the first time anyone's ever said that.
I think Big Dog said it best. Shat on him, didn't even wipe.
Didn't even wipe, dude.
That's
left
powerful.
it dirty. Didn't flush either.
That's powerful.
We call that we call that a down south goodbye. It's not an Irish goodbye. I left the shit in the toilet.
That's fucked.
All right.
Where are we going now?
Where are we going? I mean, that is such a great question. Let's just talk about some of the outside ones, games that were all right, but I really am just like they don't really deserve. I don't think they just super deserve our time.
I have a fun fact about the Auburn Missouri game.
Yeah, fun fact.
So Brady Cook, Missouri's quarterback, he got hurt. He had to go to the hospital. Damn. And he came back into the game later. Auburn sent Missouri's starting quarterback to the hospital, and they couldn't win the game.
They couldn't even take him out completely. They sent him to the hospital, but not for long.
Yeah, dude. Brady Cook had to go to the hospital, and they couldn't win.
Yeah, I mean, this was a game that was just – it was not a great game, man. Either side. It was very I mean, I guess it depends on what you mean by a great game. This was just a defensive thing where it's –
I love defensive battles.
I love defensive battles too, but, sometimes it's one of those things where you're like watching, you're like, man, what is happening?
You're like, wow, this just isn't great.
And of course, for Mizzou, this is a big comeback for them. I mean, they were down by 14 at one point.
Yep.
And they made an absolute comeback.
Dude, Auburn is notorious for letting teams come on their backs this year.
Good job, Big Dog. You spelled boring wrong.
He's probably an Alabama fan.
he's probably from Alabama.
Probably lives in Alabama or something.
He probably went to a public school system that has some racist tendencies.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. That's fucked.
Oh man. All right. But this is this was an absolute, I mean, once again, a defensive battle, but kind of a turd burger.
I mean, Auburn, they're 2-5 though. They're 0-4 in the conference. Like, it's so funny because Auburn, they hired Hugh Freeze because Hugh Freeze, like almost 10 years ago, beat Nick Saban once. Like, and his teams were tough because he was kind of at the forefront of all the RPO stuff, which gave Alabama a lot of problems. Gives everyone a lot of problems. Yeah. But Nick Saban's gone now. He's no longer at Alabama. Kalen DeBoer's there, and like Hugh Freeze is a disgraced coach. Like, he got fired from Ole Miss for having prostitutes on his phone, and on his work phone, and then
they peed on it.
He coached at Liberty for a little bit.
And we found out that Liberty's winning abilities isn't the coaching, it's just the power of Jesus, because they keep doing it.
Exactly. And so Auburn hires them, and it's blown up in their face. Like, you're not even good. Like, it's one thing if you're a disgrace, but you're good. But you're not even good. Like, you're just a disgrace.
Yeah, no, it's...
So, I don't know, man. Like, Auburn...
I don't know. I thought you were saying that Auburn should hire Hugh Freeze. That's what I was hearing for a second. Nick Saban's gone. They have Kellen DeBoer. Obviously, they've lost 2 games before November.
No, dude.
The first time in a long time. They should hire him and pick up Hugh Freeze.
They would actually ride if they did that.
It'd be hilarious.
It'd be insane. But yeah, dude, like I just Auburn, they've blown a few like double-digit leads this year. Like, they're going full Kyle Shanahan, and you never go full Kyle Shanahan.
Dude, they're going full Dak Prescott. You shouldn't even think about it.
You should. Big Dog, you should.
You got added. Wait for it. Wait for
it. That's funny.
All right. Let's talk about Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. We talked about Navy. We talked about next week. Navy's playing Notre Dame.
Yeah.
We talked about how we feel about that game. But let's talk about what they did this week And this week they went against Georgia Tech, a pretty solid Georgia Tech team. I mean, they're sitting at 5-3. They were 5-2 going into it. But it's a team that can really start running the ball on you, and it feels like it's hard to stop sometimes. And they can also throw now too, which is a crazy addition to the traditional attack. But Riley Leonard, obviously the Duke transfer, now Notre Dame quarterback, 20 for 29 for 203, no touchdowns, 1 interception.
He threw that interception early, and then he kind of bounced back from it. They talked about it in the post game stuff, like we're so proud, threw that one bad interception. He kind of bounced back and played a good game the rest of the way.
Yeah, he backs it up with 2 rushing touchdowns, 10 carries for 51 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, really helping lead that attack. And that was that was obviously like the running quarterback. That is a piece of kit in a coach's toolbox. That is, a very, very valuable thing. Just ask Ellen DeBar what happens when your quarterback can't run, especially if they're singing Rocky Top.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude.
But this is one of those games where Notre Dame just does what it needs to do. They grind out Georgia Tech. It's not a crazy win. It's obviously not a perfect win. Lots of mistakes on the offense and on the defense for them. But it's a win, and it's a healthy win. They continue. They're 6-1. Obviously, they're ranked number 12. They'll probably go up.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll reach the top 10 as they go into next week's game in MetLife versus Navy. It's going to be a great game, but they're going to have to really, like I said when we were talking about that game, this is a Notre Dame team that lacks discipline at times.
Yeah.
It really bites them in the butt a lot. And, their loss in like all of the close games that they've had, there's been a lot of discipline. 5 penalties for 37.
It's not
the worst.
That's not the worst. That's not Ole Miss.
No, it's not Ole Miss. They're not causing 12.
No.
But it's one of those things where it's the defense can allow gaps at times. This is a game where they just out talented a Georgia Tech team. That is, the middle of the pack of the ACC.
They're a good team.
They're a good
Florida
team.
State.
Yeah. That definitely has Florida State.
Yep.
Don't play Georgia Tech in Ireland.
No, never play Georgia Tech.
Don't do it in Dublin. No, sir.
No.
Down in Dublin. But
it's just crazy because this Notre Dame team, they went on the road week 1 to Kyle Field and won. They beat a good Texas A&M team that keeps on winning. And Texas A&M, we'll talk about the SEC race later. They're right in the thick of the SEC, championship race.
Into the thick of it.
Yeah, dude. And then they follow that up by losing to Northern Illinois at home. I don't know. It's just
that is the ups and downs of a not very disciplined team,
Yeah.
Luckily, they've had a pretty good schedule because those teams tend to be better. Those are the teams that play down to their opponents.
It's true.
And I think we see that with them. But a lot's going to ride on next week, and if they can show up against Navy, it'll help prove them as the team they think they are. All right.
Is it time around?
I think it might be time. I just want to go through, and I just want to pop some of the last games. So this is the last thing that we do. Got SMU 40-10 over Stanford. Like we said, SMU, that's a good ball club right now.
6-3-0 in the ACC.
Hey, yeah, dude, they beat Stanford in an absolute classic traditional ACC matchup.
Dude,
who could imagine the ACC without thinking of SMU versus Stanford?
It's the All Coast Conference, Riley.
And SMU really just annihilates in this one, 40-10.
Yep.
So that's big. Kansas State takes it to a middling West Virginia team, 45-18. This was a game where it was kind of even, and all of a sudden Kansas State just exploded and finished all on West Virginia's face.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to Texas A&M real quick. Texas A&M, Mississippi State. You said we want to talk about the SEC. Let's talk about them first.
Yeah.
This is what you're talking about, dude. 34-24. They keep winning, man. Mississippi State's not that great of a team, but they're not that bad. That's just the power of the SEC.
Get that, Riley. They're 4-0 in the SEC.
Yeah, I thought you were going to talk about 0-4. I was like, do you have dyslexia?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
0-4 versus 4-0.
Yeah, dude.
Who knows? Who knows? This is the battle of exact opposites.
Texas A&M, they're a good team. It's crazy. Like, they've always had talent. Jimbo Fisher was a great recruiter there, and they just weren't very well coached. It's crazy what happens when you bring in a good coach like Mike Elko with a bunch of talent on the roster. I mean, the dude won at Duke. He beat Clemson at Duke.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's a damn good football coach.
I think this is a very disrespected 14.
Yeah.
Texas A&M. I mean, them being 14 overall, but still leading the SEC with a lot of these other teams being ranked significantly higher than them is crazy.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of chaos happened this week. Before
yeah.
it didn't all look sunshines and stars like this. Texas A&M, they came out of a wild weekend with a very good look.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, Texas takes one to the chops.
We're gonna talk about
Alabama took another one. Georgia. We're gonna see.
We'll see. But yeah, dude, A&M, they're a good team, man. I mean, you look at it, Texas A&M, they're currently first in the SEC. LSU is second, Georgia's third, Tennessee fourth, Missouri fifth. Texas slides all the way down to sixth. That's crazy. I mean, bro, so think about this. Like, let's. I mean, this might not happen because of last night's result, but Texas A&M is one of the fiercest rivalries in all of college football.
Yep.
But they haven't played. So ever since A&M moved to the SEC, they stopped the rivalry. They haven't played. And they play this year for the first time since 2012, I want to say. I think it's and it's at A&M. That game has not only like huge SEC implication, that game has national playoff titles. Implications.
Yeah, playoff,
like
it has all of
it. And dude, like it's been a dormant rivalry, so it's been simmering, it's been boiling, and that game's gonna be insane. I would love to go to that.
Yeah, no, that'd be crazy. And Kyle Field, man, the 12th man is gonna be rocking. Yeah, no, like ever since that early season loss to Notre Dame and just kind of a ugly game, Texas A&M has been rolling, and
yeah,
you know, it's a good team. It's gonna be a good team. You got to watch out, man. Kyle Field the 12th man is a dangerous place to play, and
speaking of dangerous places to play,
or not. I mean,
listen, dude, Texas fans.
I know. Yeah, you're right. They can throw down. All right, it's time. It's time for the big game.
Yes,
we've got number 5 Georgia versus number 1 Texas. This was a game that everybody was going all Texas, dude. All Texas, all hands Texas.
Yep.
You watch College Game Day. Would they all Texas? You listen to the other media heads around ESPN, around the other big ones. Everybody was Texas, dude.
And Kirby Smart alluded to that. I don't know if you saw like his in the post game stuff. He said nobody fucking believed in us. Nobody. He said no one at your network believed in us. He said that to the reporter. Like, I mean, the last thing you want to do is give the Georgia Bulldogs fucking extra motivation.
I think this was all a psyop in support of Georgia because of how I was like, this is crazy. I mean, it is, dude. The TTT believed the whole time.
The TTT did believe.
Georgia is Kirby Smart, man. The only team they lost to was Alabama, and I think at this point that might just be a voodoo curse. I got to be honest, dude. It's like the only thing that makes sense, man. We thought it was Saban. They did it without Saban. Maybe it's just an actual curse.
Yeah.
With that being said, Kirby Smart, this Georgia team are legit. And Texas, while they came in undefeated, they came in, number 1.
Look at anybody.
The best team they played up to this is arguably Oklahoma.
Who's not a good team.
Yeah, Michigan was ranked 10 when they played them, but that was not.
They can't throw the ball.
They beat UTSA. They beat University of Louisiana Monroe. Mississippi State 1-6 now. Mississippi State.
Yep.
Like Colorado State was their first game of the season.
Yeah.
It's just.
I mean.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, listen, Super Lee. We are glad that you listen to TTT and your fantasy football has improved. That is a really heartwarming comment. That's awesome. What we're here for, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave that there.
We do it for the people. We do it for the people. UTSA fucking sucks. That's funny.
UTSA, dude, they're road running to gobble something. That's for sure. But back to the game. and just all the hype around it, man. Let's
Mhm.
just one last one that like I can't believe, man. Everybody's watched both these teams play, and just disrespecting Georgia like that is crazy. That's why I think it was such a psyop.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, this Texas team is good. Should they have played Arch Manning the whole time? Yes. Should they? Should they have known how to really play football? Yes, probably.
I mean,
But
I
listen,
think you want to know what the story of the game was, Riley?
what's
to
the story
me?
of the game?
I think the story of the game was so everyone talked about, oh, there's NFL talent. Both sides of each
Everywhere,
team has loaded with NFL
all
talent.
over the place.
Both these teams recruit at an incredibly elite level, very high level.
You say these are two top 5 teams.
They are two top 5 teams. They're both in everything.
And
But Georgia absolutely dominated the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Texas could not run the ball. And Kirby Smart said that was our game plan. We thought if they couldn't run the ball and we could make them one-dimensional, they were cooked.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, like scroll down. Go see what Jalen Walker did against Kelvin Banks. Both these guys are going to be first-round draft picks. Jalen Walker, 8 tackles, 3 sacks.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Michael Williams, he also added 2 sacks of his own. They had 7 total as a team with 10 tackles for a loss.
Bro.
And here's the thing, dude. Carson Beck wanted to lose this game. I mean, he threw 3 interceptions, and they were bad.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there wasn't there's one tap, but, like, listen, dude, 3 picks, that's crazy. Throwing 3 picks, that's insane.
Mhm.
Trevor Etienne, please come play for Clemson. Your brother would appreciate it. So would I. 19 carries for 87 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's a hard runner, man. You can't disrespect Etienne. But really, like, the story of this game is just Texas hating themselves. Quinn Ewers, 2 lost fumbles. Arch Manning, a lost fumble. 1 interception from Ewers. He did throw 2 touchdowns, but it was just like as much as Georgia wanted to throw this game away, Texas wouldn't let them. Truly,
at one point, Riley, I think it was in the second quarter, Georgia had outgained Texas in yards, 170-18.
Yeah,
that is absolutely just pure domination. That is making Texas your bitch. And by the way, this game honestly probably shouldn't have been this close because I don't know if they're going
to arguably it should have been closer and not as close. It's crazy.
Like
it is like at the same time it shouldn't have been this close. It should have also been way closer.
Here, so do that. Oh wait, I'm trying to find like the fan. So it was crazy. So Texas intercepts Carson Beck. What they call defensive pass interference, and they call defensive pass.
Oh, the second flag.
Yeah. Here we go. So right here. Yeah, so it's in the third quarter, 3 minutes left. Carson Beck throws an interception. They called DPI, defensive pass interference. And this is a huge return. Like, this is a huge potential momentum shifting play for Texas. But they call pass interference on the DB. But if you look at the replay, they're just kind of hand fighting, whatever. But the Texas fans don't like it. So they start throwing shit on the field. It was like a 10, 15-minute delay because they were the student section was throwing stuff on the field. And eventually the referees, they bitched out and they overturned the penalty. Look at that.
Wow.
That's insane.
Texas fans know how to make it rain.
They do, dude.
This is the toxic fan base of the week.
This is the hashtag toxic fan base of the week. Oh. Also, Sark was drunk.
Sark was drunk.
Anyway. The toxic fans. The TTT toxic fans. I love the TTT. Sark was bad. That's power. Texas fans, congratulations. That's powerful.
Fans of the week.
But Kirby Smart alluded. So eventually, after about 10 minutes of them throwing stuff on the field and the game being delayed, the refs overturned the penalty. So it was an interception for Texas. And Kirby Smart alluded to this. That's a horrible precedent to set. Oh, if the fans don't like a call, just throw shit on the field every time, and they'll eventually get scared and overturn it.
I like the precedent that we're setting.
I
think
mean,
the fans should have more influence in the game. You know, teams like Texas A&M, they call their fans the 12th man. Let's really make them have an impact. You know?
That's A&M, but yeah.
That's not, what I said.
You said Texas.
I said Texas A&M.
No.
I tried to.
Okay, it's fine. Hashtag CTE. There's Jalen Walker. I mean, dude, this game was 23-0 at one point. And Georgia, Texas, they have Kelvin Banks, who's going to be a first-round draft pick at left tackle. And he got pitched. Like, he got punked. Texas got punked this game because Georgia just absolutely dominated the line of scrimmage. Riley, how often do we talk?
I don't think their left tackle got punked, dude. They punked the shit out of the right side of Texas's offensive line, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, they knew that was a first-round draft pick on that left tackle spot, and they were like, don't worry. Guess what? There's two sides. I mean, they sent a lot of pressure off the right side of the offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, this play was one of them. But yeah, no, they punked.
It's almost like, Riley, how often do we say, like, if you can dominate both lines of scrimmage, you're probably going to win the football game?
That's actually one of the only sentences that ever comes out of my mouth about almost anything.
Yeah, dude.
Like, people ask me, like, normal sentences, like, where's this? And I'm like, well, if you can dominate the front lines, then you can win almost any football game.
It's true. Dude, it's almost like bubs are the most important part of football.
Bubs are important. For ETN, though, man. I mean,
we should put that in the ticker.
Oh, my God. You should appreciate your bubs.
You should always appreciate your bubs. It's going in the ticker. And Riley, for those who are new to the TTT, what do bubs stand for?
Those are the big ugly bastards. Those are you guys up front that just do everything for you.
It's true.
That is, you know, without a bub, you can't run the ball. Without a bub, you can't throw the ball.
Nope.
Without a bub, I mean, on the defensive side, you can't create pressure. They're some of the most important pieces of any football team. And, you know, you got to appreciate them.
I mean,
and both these teams, I mean, this is a traditionally a big bub game, you know? Like, you would say that this is a bub game, but, like, once again, let's go back to the stats.
Yeah, dude.
7 sacks.
10 tackles for loss.
Yeah. Like, that is the Georgia Bulldogs have the bubs.
They do.
Like, it is a fluke. Beating them is an exception. That is not the rule.
No.
You know, Alabama pulled some magic. This team will dominate anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what it is. Like,
yep.
They will line up and they will move you around. Their quarterback can throw 3 interceptions. Their run game can not be the most potent that it's always been, but they will score touchdowns. They will line up, they will hit you, and they'll show you why they're one of the best teams in the country every week.
Every single week, dude. I mean, bro, like, and Kirby Smart said it after the game. He said, yeah, you know, like, if you can't run the ball in the SEC consistently, you're not going to win. So he basically said Texas is not a real SEC team because Texas could not run the ball.
Yeah. Nah, dude, they could not run the ball.
Nope.
Not even, they just couldn't. They couldn't get anything going. It was a very stagnant offense from them all day. The thing that really helped them was that the fluke interception that we were talking about.
Yeah.
They had 29 yards rushing as a team.
That's insane.
A lot of that is affected by the sack numbers, though.
Yeah.
I mean, those sack numbers, that's
but
pain.
That counts.
It does count. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, they were barely going to get anything with the sack numbers, without the sack numbers. So, 29 yards total rushing. That's crazy.
That's,
I mean, Georgia only had 110 though. I mean, they had not really a lot of 175 through the air.
mm-hmm.
Did not a lot of yards, but just domination, man.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't need it.
They didn't really need it. Like they kind of knew, hey, they can't run the ball. Probably just gonna win this game.
Yeah,
So they can't. I mean,
throw the ball down the field, run it in when you get close. That's kind of the Georgia philosophy, and it works.
mm-hmm.
I mean, it really works.
It works.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
dude, that's powerful. Big dog.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Yep. These numbers. What numbers? These numbers. All right. Well, that is the college football slate from this week. We have one last thing we got to do before we get out of here. We got to run down the slate of games for this week in the NFL. We're going to do it quick. We're going to do it fast. We're going to do it hot. We're going to do it heavy.
Yep.
Seahawks versus Falcons in Mercedes-Benz. What do you got?
It is Kirk Cousins at 1 p.m.
It's 1 p.m. Kirk Cousins, dog. I'm taking the Falcons.
I think I got to take the Falcons at home.
Man.
Yeah.
The Titans versus the Bills at Highmark Stadium, Orchard Park, 1 p.m. I think the Bills are going to take this one. I just can't trust the Titans.
The Mayo meme, Will Levis himself, is not playing. He's hurt. So Mason Rudolph's going to start for Tennessee, but still the Bills are going to
take
win.
a helmet to the head.
The Titans are not a good team.
They're not a great team.
No.
The Bills are an art.
I'm curious who you're going to go with on this
one. The Bengals versus the Browns. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm going to go for the Bengals. I don't think the Browns are going to win. The Bengals, they're definitely the better team in this absolute take the Browns to the Super Bowl kind of game. Toilet bowl.
Oh yeah.
But I'm taking the Bengals. I imagine you probably are too.
Oh yeah. It's Joe Burrow. It's Joe Burrow redemption season, bro.
Here it comes. Do they need to win this game to even have a chance to make it an impossible comeback? They need to win this. We have the Texans versus the Packers. This is a battle of two very hot teams. I think for me, and I think we might agree on this, the Texans, CJ Stroud, that offense, man, I think it's going to be the difference. I think they're going to be able to outshoot the Packers at the end of the day.
I want to agree with you. I think I would agree with you, but Nico Collins is hurt. The Texans' big play receiver, Nico Collins, is hurt. I think I'm going to take the Packers at home. Shout out Paris.
The Lambeau. It's supposed to be 56 degrees and rainy there, so maybe.
Yeah.
Neither team really runs the ball well. But the Texans, the
Texans are a dome team, and they handle the elements.
Can they handle Lambeau?
And they handle.
We have the Dolphins at the Colts. This is a dome game. Lucas Oil.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a hard one, but I think I got to go with the Colts, man. It's just hard to pick the Dolphins without Tua. They try their very, very hardest, but it's hard to pick them.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Colts here too. Anthony Richardson's still not playing, so give me the Colts. They're a better team without him. Yeah, it's almost like I said that.
Joe Flacco. We have the Lions versus the Vikings. This is definitely one of the biggest matchups of the day, if not the biggest matchup of the day.
The one I'm most excited for.
Lions versus Vikings. It's in Minneapolis. Man, this is a hard one.
It's a hard one.
This is a very, very hard one. Lions are undefeated on the road. The Vikings are undefeated at home. 4-1 versus 5-0.
It's winning. It's when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Yeah, dude. But
it's crazy.
The Vikings, they brought in Cam Akers off the trade.
They did.
They got a little bit of extra in the run game. I don't know, man. This is a hard one.
It's a hard one. We're gonna spend 10 minutes thinking about this.
I think I'm gonna go with the Vikings at home. And I think in the rematch later in the season, I think the Lions get the redemption, but I think this is the game to set up the redemption. So I'm going to go with the Vikings.
You forgot one thing.
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson is probably out for the year.
That's true.
That is their heart and soul. And you know what happens when your heart and soul goes out. You're going to play your ass off for them.
Oh, I was going to think the other way. I was actually thinking the exact opposite.
No, dude.
Wait until that Max Crosby trade comes in.
I mean, they should. They should try and get someone.
This just in, Max Crosby's on a plane to Richmond, Virginia.
I like the Lions, dude. I can never go against Dan Campbell and what he's got up there in Detroit.
It's
love
hard,
the Lions.
but I think, redemption game, that's a storyline.
That's fair.
All right, we have the Eagles versus the Giants in MetLife Stadium.
The
The Eagles.
Saquon's return.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna fuck the Giants up.
Oh,
I
their
think it's gonna
GM
be
might
the
get fired because
I hope
of
they
this.
do.
The Eagles. Saquon's gonna go dumb.
All right, now it's time to the 4 o'clock slate. First game: Raiders versus the Rams.
It's tough.
Yeah, dude. This is a battle of who cares, honestly. And I think in the battle of who cares, I think the Raiders need to win this one. And I think it'll be honestly like relatively a home game for them, even though it's in SoFi. I think this will be kind of a home game for the Raiders.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Raiders here, man. I think Max Crosby feasts.
I think the Rams have been absolutely just destroyed by injuries this year. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, but at that point, like I still think Sean McVay is just such a better coach than Antonio Pierce. I think their coaching is going to win them this game. I like the Rams.
All right. Now
the Raiders don't have Devontae in. They traded him. So
they got Max Crosby.
They do have Max Crosby.
All right. Now we're going to take a little trip over to Landover, Maryland. We have the Panthers versus the Commanders. I mean, I'm going Commanders all day, every day. The Panthers are an absolute poverty franchise. If we lose to them, I'm going to drink bleach. How do you think?
Oh, dude, it's the Commanders, bro. The Panthers might have fucked themselves for a long time.
Maybe
they are not. They're a rudderless ship right now. I think that's the best way to describe them.
2013 Washington Redskins. That's what they are.
That's true.
We have the big game, the other big game of the week. We have the Chiefs versus the 49ers. Now, this is one that's a little. Obviously, this is like a matchup that last year, at the end of last year, if you told me about this matchup, I'd be like, well, obviously that's going to be like crazy. But right now, the 49ers sitting at 3-3. The Chiefs are still 5-0, undefeated coming in. This is in Santa Clara, Levi Stadium. The 1 p.m. kickoff on the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? Or on the West Coast. But I think the Chiefs, man, I think Patrick Mahomes and them are going to find a way to keep winning. That's just what they do at this point. It's hard to go against them.
Yeah, dude, I agree. I mean, I have lost all faith in Kyle Shanahan. I'm not gonna lie, and I feel like I just it's Andy Reid off a bye. Like he has the best winning percentage off a bye of any coach in NFL history. The Chiefs are gonna win this game. They just it's hard not. You can't. It's hard to find a logical explanation to pick against the Chiefs at this point.
It is very hard, man.
Yeah,
you're gonna tell me they're not gonna find a way to win? That's silly.
It's true.
All right, we have the Jets versus the Steelers. 8:20 game. I mean, the Steelers, dude. I think it's gotta be the Steelers.
I don't know, dude. You've been kind of riding the Jets for a little bit.
I just like to have fun. I like to, take trips. On the Jets and on ayahuasca. Anyways,
the Jets have new hope, and that's the best. I love when the Jets have hope because then it just
gets crushed.
It gets crushed, dude. Like they signed Hassan Reddick finally this morning. They got Devontae Adams, and it's not gonna matter because the Jets are not a good team, and the Steelers are a much better team.
The Steelers are a great squad.
Yeah, dude. The Jets are gonna lose. Jets are not a good team.
Live in from this morning, we got one game. The Jaguars did defeat the Patriots 32-16. They moved to 2-5. No one cares about this game.
No one cares.
Everyone cares about us, though. The Trash Talk Tailgate.
That's true.
Let's go.
Oh.
We're going to this screen. Everybody, listen. The Trash Talk Tailgate live in person. It's been a great one.
It has.
It's been a wonderful one.
Hey, buy a hat when we put them up for sale. They're fucking sick. I don't know what Big Dog 440 is talking about. She is awesome.
Buy our hats.
Watch our
content. Like, comment, subscribe.
You can do different colors. We have that option.
Whatever you fucking want.
The TTT will give you. The TTT is here for the people.
We're here for the people.
We are.
We're here for the football. But we ain't here forever.
No.
Bye-bye.